I'm Sania.
I'm Demetrius.
And you have just tuned in to Let's Talk About It.
Now, this is our podcast. Something Let's Talk About will be topics of everyday situations we live by that we occur every day.
Things that occur.
Things that occur. Like that, your woman correcting you in public. Is that a problem or not a problem?
Well, I guess this would be in public. I definitely don't think you should correct your mate in public. I mean, in terms of, I think you should take them to the side and correct them. But we're on a podcast, so I didn't necessarily think of it as it being in public, but I guess it is.
Yes, see. And you kind of mess your man's ego up by correcting him in public, making him feel kind of stupid.
Did it really mess your ego up?
No, because it's a podcast and nobody can see it, but they can hear it.
So did it mess your ego up or not?
Kind of, because now I lost a couple followers. But today's topic we want to talk about is people inspired by your movements and try to copy you. Now, you think that's something a lot of people is out here doing?
I definitely think it's something that a lot of people are doing, but for me, it's flattery. You know, if someone's copying me, that means I'm doing something that everybody else wants to do. I don't get upset about things like that at all. I used to, but I mean, that should let you know that you're ahead of the game. If people are copying you, that means you're at the top. Now, if you're copying other people, that means you're trying to get to the top. So I don't see anything wrong with it.
But if you're following your purpose and somebody's copying you following your purpose, ain't they just wasting their time?
They are wasting their time. But at the same time, I'm not going to focus on them watching me. I'm going to watch me do what I do. So if somebody is copying me, like I said, that makes me feel like I'm doing what I need to be doing. Because if I'm watching somebody else and copying them, that means I need to up my game. So if you're copying me, that means I'm already playing at the game level I should be playing at. Or else you wouldn't be copying me.
True. I agree with that.
So let's get into this topic of what is the definition of successful? I hear so many people say, describe success as different things, where it's money, it's power, it's having a lot of women, it's having a big house. What is success?
My success is not taking my ass to work every day and just relaxing under the sun.
So being your own employer?
Something like that. Not even a home employer, because that's a job also. Just having wealth and just do what you want to do without stress.
But even when you say wealth, what does that mean? Because that can mean, wealth can mean so many different things to different people. It could be money. It could be a mindset. I mean, it could be, what is your definition of success when you say wealth? Like, what does that mean?
Me is living on the beach, don't worry about no bills, and income just coming in by itself overnight. It's success to me.
But you really don't want to live on the beach.
No, but I want to travel. We don't want to travel.
Okay, so I'm saying, like, just say specifically what you want to do. Me being married to you, I know good and well you don't want to live on the beach. But success can be different to different people. My definition of success is just being happy. If I wake up and have a conqueror's mindset every day, that's success to me, because I wasn't defeated by my current situations. Because you're always going to have things thrown at you, things that happen that you don't expect to happen. But to me, if I can stay in a happy place, that's success for me, because that's going to dictate my next move and my next action.
So you can't really judge the next person's success, you're saying?
No, you definitely can't judge the next person's success, because success is based on your definition of it, that individual. Some people's success could be getting up and going to work every day. I mean, it wouldn't be my definition of success, because that wouldn't make me happy. But to someone else, that may make them extremely happy. I had a girlfriend that would tell me, you go do what you're doing, but I like being a comic folk, working for people. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's what makes her happy. Success is whatever drives you to your happiness. That's successful to me.
That's good.
That's all you have to say?
Yeah, that's all I got on that. That's good.
Okay. So let's jump into relationships. Like, what do you feel is what is a healthy or a successful relationship?
I can tell you, Carly B is not a successful relationship.
Oh, why you say that?
Offset's already cheating on her and they ain't even been together for a year.
Okay, so wait a minute. So let's back up. What is infidelity? Well, because they experience infidelity means that they are not going to have a successful relationship.
They could, but if he already started off in the game early, you might as well exit out.
But why? Because it could be just something where I'm going to play devil's advocate because I don't know her personally and I don't know her story, but we've experienced infidelity. So that's kind of shocking to me that you would say that. My thing is, I do feel like people can do it and overcome it and then have a successful relationship. So why do you think?
I believe Beyonce and Jay-Z overcame it. But as Cardi B and Offset, it's too early in the game to already be fucking up.
So you think just because he messed up early on in the game that he didn't learn from that? Because I feel like whether it's early in the game, late in the game, but some people would say the later in the game, you know better. And some people could say early in the game, they were just starting out. So therefore, you know, he wasn't as committed or it wasn't a big of a deal. So you can look at it from two perspectives because I'm telling you, some people will look at the other couple and say, well, he's been with her long enough, he should know better. So how do you dictate that it's not going to be successful just because someone messed up early on?
No, I agree. You can't dictate it. I mean, every relationship got their own struggles.
Yeah, because, I mean, when you look at it like that, I feel like people make mistakes, you know, and we don't know this man. We just know his action. And so she knows his character better than any of us because people can look at you, people can look at me and say the same thing, but they don't really know us. You know, only the people in that situation know that situation. I was listening to her interview. One of the things she said that even her dad told her that she should work it out with him, which to me spoke volumes because I don't think no one's parent is going to put them in a position to be hurt by someone else. Because sometimes your loved ones can see better than what you can see when you're in it.
Now, I do agree a successful relationship is caused to work at it. A lot of relationships don't get that far because they don't work at it.
So you think a successful relationship is putting in the work?
Put it in the work. Everything's not perfect.
Everything is definitely not perfect. I mean, I wish them nothing but success. They got a baby on the way, so I definitely would want that baby to grow up in a 2-parent household because I'm all about family dynamics. I wish them nothing but the best, you know. I do think people mess up in relationships. We're forever growing. We're forever evolving. To say someone would never make a mistake, I think that is a lie. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be infidelity, but everybody has made a mistake in their relationships and within their lives. You know, we just put what's the worst. It all depends on what that person is willing to deal with. So best success to them. I wish them nothing but the best.
But hold on. Since we on relationships, though, let's talk about Fabulous hitting a woman. How do women feel about that? Should they leave the man after he busts your teeth out? Did the cat catch your tongue?
I'm just trying to figure out what made you go into their relationship. I'm clueless. No, I just feel like, from my perspective, I'm going to just be honest, I don't feel like that's the first time. However, would I personally say with someone that was beating on me? Absolutely not. But that's not my situation. And there's a lot of podcasts and shows where all they do is gossip or discuss or dissect celebrities' business, which I'm not interested in because at the end of the day, I don't know these people and I really don't care. Not to minimize who they are, but that's just not my interest to be all involved in their personal life. Whatever happens with them, great. Whatever doesn't, great. It's not going to change my day at the end of the day.
But can you get some healthy tips on women that's in abusive relationships and what should they do?
I definitely feel like if you're in an abusive relationship, you should seek outside help. The first thing that abusers like to do with their mates is when they're being abusive is isolate them. Never isolate yourself from your friends and your family because those are the people you're going to need to vent to and talk to. To tell a woman to leave right away is something I would say. It's ideal, but to be honest, in society, it's not realistic. A woman will not have to, but usually will stay in longer than before she leaves. So I would say get out. You know, get out as fast as you can, or seek help, seek therapy. You know, just do things and keep people around you that will tell you the truth. You know, and if you know someone that's in an abusive relationship, don't push them to get out. You know, don't judge them. Just be an ear and a shoulder for them to lean on. Because when you put demands on people, leave, they're going to shut you out because ultimately you're not saying what they want to hear at that time.
Now, I hear a lot of folks saying therapy is not us. We do church. Is that a problem?
That's stupid. I'm going to just straight up say that sounds stupid. Because at the end of the day, when you say, I don't do therapy, I do church, if you're a Christian, you're a child of God, you are the church. So the church is wherever you go. So to say you go into a building for your healing, I don't get that. Because if you pray, that should be your healing. And in terms of therapy, yeah, you can go to church and there's healing. But I feel like God, if you want to get on a spiritual tip, God has given everybody gifts. Just like he's given a therapist the gift to deal with certain aspects. Yeah, church can deal with certain things, but I think when you put... Now, maybe if you say you want to go to church and you get a Christian therapist, I think that's great. But to say you're not going to do therapy because you go to church, I think that's crazy. That's just like saying, I'm not going to go to the hospital and I have cancer. I go to see a doctor. I'm going to just go to church. That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, you got a good point on that.
So let's jump into this next topic that everyone has been talking about, the movie by Tyler Perry, Acrimony. Your thoughts?
My thoughts was I wasted $20 on that.
Wasted?
Typical movie, angry black women. I'm tired of seeing these angry black women.
Do you feel like... Okay, so... Because I'm tired of seeing that too. But do you feel like that is a reality with black women?
No, it's a lot of successful, independent black women out there that they need to shine the light on. That they not.
So you feel like Tyler Perry just keeps doing angry black women?
Yeah, most of the movies I've seen.
Yeah, I don't understand. A lot of women out there probably disagree with me, but hey, opinions is opinions. We all have one. I feel like in the movie, she was her own demise. Like, her decisions led up to her demise. I feel like we teach people how to treat us. She accepted a lot of things that she wasn't willing to accept internally, but she said yes. So once you said yes, you made that man feel like it was okay to do it. So you became bitter with what you were agreeing to. That wasn't his fault. That was her fault because she agreed to it. Now, had she took a stand and said, I don't like what you're doing, I don't agree with this, we have to do something else, then he would absolutely be at fault. But she allowed him to do things that she wasn't in agreement with, and then in the long run left him and then got mad because everything that he spoke of came into fruition, and she felt like she was cheated. I don't feel like she was cheated. I felt like her bitterness cheated herself. She cheated herself.
I would agree. She allowed everything, and the guy was actually a good guy. He gave her $10 million after he hit the $75 million, just to show appreciation of her support,
which was really, really nice. Really nice. Now let's jump into this, because I always say that you're very short. You're short now on the podcast. And a lot of people will say men communicate like that, but I think that is not true. But why do you feel like you're so short with, you don't elaborate?
Because all that's kind of close to gossiping.
What's close to gossiping?
Just blabbering off of nonsense.
If you're talking about a specific topic.
I mean, keep it short and simple to the point. It's no need to cover every corner.
Why not? If you're discussing a topic, I want people to understand specifically and exactly what I am saying. Even when I'm speaking to you, when I'm speaking to people, I don't want there to be any room for any misunderstanding. I want you to get everything that's coming out of my mouth so you understand.
Well, I think the listeners understand my point of view on the movie.
Oh, okay.
It was suck. I said it from the beginning, so it wasn't much need to elaborate on everything else.
Okay. Next topic.
I ain't got no next topic.
Okay, so that wraps up our first and sample and tryout, I guess, of a podcast.
If y'all got some topics or something y'all want to discuss,
questions.
We've been married for 19 years, in a relationship for like 24. We got a lot of insight on a lot of shit.
You just have to cuss. We definitely got a lot of insight on relationships, child raising, business, a lot of different things. So
and crazy in-laws.
You better go there. So let us know your questions, your topics, your concerns. And let us know if you didn't like this podcast or if you liked it.
And if you didn't like it, I'm blocking your ass.
Until next time, you guys, have a great day.